studio, we do have Mr. Kevin Chaplin. Myself, Mr. Kevin Chaplin, and Calvin Duplessis right here with lunch with Kieran and Cal. Can you gentlemen hear me? You can unmute yourselves.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Good afternoon, Mr. Chaplin.
How's it?
Fantastic,
How you,
fantastic
Calvin?
on
How
our
you
side.
feeling?
Good. Thanks so much. Definitely. Thank you so much, Mr. Chaplin, for taking the time out and joining us here in studio.
Great to be with you in studio today.
Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Okay, so right now we are here in studio, and we definitely want to thank you for being here. Okay, and we're here to discuss things about the can do and your mindset, and not only that, the fact that you don't have the word can't in your vocabulary, which I think is absolutely amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. You know, my philosophy is that nothing is impossible. Everything in life we can do. And that's what has driven me. And that's why I'm so excited to be able to talk to the listeners today and share about my book and get my book out to everybody in the world. Let's put it that way.
Oh, I love that. I love that. The thing is, we are broadcasting live over 50 countries around the world right now. And that's absolutely...
Wow. Over 50 countries in the world live. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Can you tell the listeners a little bit about yourself?
Wow, that's a long
That's
story.
But
thank you.
That's a long story.
Well, really, I love life.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about making a difference in the world.
Oh, yes.
And just surrounding myself with the right people. If you look at my journey, starting off in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, growing up, loving life there, never thinking that I'd ever want to leave Durban until, you grow up and you mature. And then I took the big step to Johannesburg.
Yes.
And that also opened up a whole new world for me. And I was a banker. Never thought I was going to be a banker. I mean, when I was in high school, I thought I'm going to go into the hotel industry and be a hotelier. But, God has different plans for all of us. And I soon realized that banking was what I was passionate about. Spent 26 years as a banker. But even as a banker, it was all about making a difference in other people's lives. My staff, throughout the branches, wherever I worked, my customers, the community, that's what really made me tick, is making a difference. And then I decided it was time to go and change the world. And after 26 years in banking, started the South African Ubuntu Foundation. And that was another long journey, which I share in the book. What led me to that, the thought process, and what got me there. And then a few months after starting that, an organization called the Amy Beale Foundation was insolvent.
Wow.
Amy's father had died, unfortunately, and they were going to close it down. Amy's mother was going to close it. And I just knew that there was no ways I could allow such an amazing organization to close down. It was making a difference. So I then took the big, bold step and took the Amy Beale Foundation over. And the rest of my journey, the last 14 years, has been running the South African Ubuntu Foundation and the Amy Foundation. And about myself, as I said, I love life. I love making a difference. I'm a proud father, husband, grandfather now. But
Congrats.
It's all about, thank you. Yeah, it's exciting.
Oh, that's absolutely amazing. I definitely do lift my hat for you. If I were wearing one at the moment, I would lift my hat for you. Look, I can relate, especially like you said, the word impossible. We actually spoke about the word impossible on our show. The fact that the word impossible merely states that I'm possible if you break it up, which is
exactly.
It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So if I may ask, where do you get your inspiration from? What inspired you?
Oh, that's an interesting one. Often people say to me, what are you on that you're so driven and passionate and you fit so much into your life? But you know what? I really do believe nothing is impossible.
Oh, yes.
And I just want to encourage and enable others through this book to also realize that nothing is impossible. So where do I get my inspiration from? I suppose it started off as a youngster. It always starts somewhere. And I have a really close and deep relationship with God.
Okay.
And I think that's what drives me and inspires me every day, because I do believe God didn't just create us to somewhere live and
Oh, yes.
there's a purpose. He created each of us for a purpose, and we've got to find that purpose in
Yeah.
life. But it goes more than that. It's
Yeah.
also about the people that I've surrounded myself with, the people that are in my life. Everywhere I've worked, everywhere I've lived, it's about the people around me.
Yes,
And
yes,
that's
yes.
really what inspires me. I've met so many wonderful people in my life, and it's those people that inspire me. I'm
Yes.
inspired by others. I'm inspired by the communities. When I see the youngsters in the Amy Foundation programs
Yeah.
that are making a difference every day, that are being employed, that are working, that's what inspires me. They just there's just so much
Yes.
inspiration from others.
That's absolutely amazing. I love the fact that you said surrounding yourself with those positive people. I always, like myself, I always say that you're the average of the 5 people you're around the most. If you surround yourself with positive people, driven people, you will at the end of the day get there. And that is so, so true and amazing what you are saying. Thank you so much for that. My colleague Calvin actually has one or two things to ask you.
Thanks,
You
Kieran.
know,
Hi, Calvin.
Hi, Chaplin, how you doing? Fantastic having you here on the show as well. I just, I was thinking as well, that word Ubuntu. I read it was it is for the people, right? That word means for the people, to the people, and accordingly, right?
Yes. Ubuntu is an
Yeah,
African word, Calvin, for a
yeah.
universal concept. And that's why I'm actually even more excited now that you're saying that you're broadcasting live to over 50 countries, because I do believe we must not keep Ubuntu to ourselves. It's
Oh,
an African
yes.
word for a universal concept.
Yeah.
And I go into detail about how you can practically apply Ubuntu. It's about how we live. It's a way of life. There's a closer word, Untu and Gumtu and Gabantu. And it's really, I am human because I belong to the human community. I am because we are. And everything we achieve in life is through other people.
No, that's absolutely amazing. I love that word. I'm definitely going to stick with me for a very long time moving forward
You'll
in life.
get the book, Calvin. You're going to learn a lot.
No, I'm definitely that's on my list now. Definitely after today, I'm gonna get the book. And in that sense as well, I was wanted to ask you this question as well. Tell us what inspired you to write or write can do.
It actually started off, I think, about 8 years ago. I was running business breakfasts and business events to bring
Yeah.
people of different color, culture, religion, and language together. And somebody approached me and said, "Hey, I'm a ghostwriter. What about writing your story?" And one of the
Yeah.
things that I had really enjoyed, that I believe God had gifted me with, is as a public speaker for corporates, conferences. And I was doing a lot of that.
Yes.
And always somebody would come up to me after and say, "Oh, where can I learn more? Or where can I read more about what you're saying?" And the best thing that ever happens is, for instance, I was at a hotel and a waiter came up to me after and said, thank you so much. I've learned so much today." And that's what makes me happy. If I can just impart one bit of knowledge onto somebody else, or one experience or lesson, then I'm
Yeah.
happy. So when this person approached me, I thought, hey, maybe that's God's plan, to use me to
Yes.
take my knowledge and experiences and everything I've gone through and share it with others. And I'd always wanted to share the story of my mother, who was born a spina bifida.
Okay.
And the doctors had said to her mother that she will not live longer than 7 years. She can't live longer
Wow.
than that. Then they said she can't live longer than 14. You see this word can't. It started
Yes.
off
Yes.
already in my mind.
Yes.
I can't do this. She can't live longer. She can't have children. It's impossible,
Mm.
impossible. And I fast forward to 2006, when one of my branch managers wanted to see me urgently. And
Yes.
he said to me, he came to see me and he said, "Oh, I don't know who to speak to. I've got nobody to speak to, but my wife had a scan today. And the doctor said it looks spina bifida. We suggest you abort the baby." And I said, "Well, Dave, let me do two things. You've come about it, put it in God's hands, and let me tell you a story about my mother." And on
Yeah.
that basis of that story, they decided not to abort the baby. And that baby was 100% healthy, was born. And that's
Wow.
when I thought, wow, if we can save that child, maybe
Yes.
I can help millions of others through this
Mm.
book.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So
No,
that's
that's
really what
fantastic.
inspired
You
me
know,
to write.
we love that, you know, that you have, you know, you there for the people and helping the people, you know, and that is, a lot of people don't have that, service lead to greatness, you know, you are there for the people, and that's absolutely fantastic. Kevin, can you hear
You
me?
know, and,
I
yeah,
I
Calvin,
can.
sorry. You know, and that's really what drives me with this book, is because in life we need to grow
Yes.
by experiencing other people's stories. So all the stories, it's really a book of all the stories throughout my life, my journey from banking to the nonprofit world to my travels. I've had the blessing and the privilege of traveling all over the world in the last 15 years, and it's meeting different people. So I've wanted to really share that with others,
Yeah.
to show them that you can get over it, you can do this. And so I've packed it with the 26 years in banking, all the experiences we went through, all the lessons I learned,
Yes. Yes.
the good and the bad, because I had bad experiences and good experiences. But how did I? It's the how.
Mm.
So, you know, every page is filled with not just the story, but what is the lesson from that? What is the take that I
No.
can give the reader?
Wow.
No, that's absolutely fantastic. I love that. I love that you are there, and just the smile on your face alone today, it gives us as well, inspiration,
Yeah.
and to the listeners out there to go get the book, read about it. And, small words can really change somebody else, and you're seeing your vision and your mission. But I have another question for you, if you don't mind. But is what is your vision and your mission for Can Do and the foundation which you are part of, and could you name them if you're
Sure. My vision and mission for Can Do is to get it to as many readers worldwide. So I would like to sell 20,000 copies minimum. My
Yeah.
publisher at the time said, "Oh, in South Africa, the norm is 1,000." I said, "No, we're going to go big.
There
I
we
want
go.
everybody
there we
to
go.
read this." So that's my for the purpose of the book, to get it into as many readers' hands as possible.
Yes.
I'm hoping to get some donors who will actually sponsor, giving out books to unemployed people,
Yeah.
so that everybody can read it. Because also, even entrepreneurs, people in business, they can learn so much from what I've been through.
Yes.
That's really what I want to achieve there. And in terms of the foundations, the South African Ubuntu Foundation first, it's really to change the way people behave, the way they think. We've
Mm.
launched hashtag Pledge Ubuntu, where we list 13 values and principles for people to live by.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
simple things,
Yeah.
show respect for other people, religion, color, culture,
Yeah.
language. Be kind. Now, obviously, when you're in business, I share that you've got to be tough. You've got to be hard sometimes, but
Yeah.
it's the way you do it. You still do it and show fairness and respect.
Mm.
It's, being corrupt free, leaving a legacy for generations, treating the planet well. All there's 13. So I would like as many people around the world to sign up, for the Pledge Ubuntu, because
Yes. Yes.
it is time that the world starts changing. We can't
Yeah.
continue with all the corruption and all the greed and all the lack of empathy for others. People are selfish. Let's go back to basics. So that's really what
Mm.
we want to achieve with the Ubuntu Foundation. And then with the Amy Foundation, it's really to develop and empower the youth. We focus on 5 to 18 in after school programs and 18 to
Yeah.
35 in youth skills development, hospitality, sewing, craft and design, beauty and wellness, artisan skills, retail readiness,
Mm.
entrepreneurship. So that's really to create as much of a future for these youngsters as we can.
Yeah.
We've already, in about 4 years now, with our youth skills program, placed 853 students in employment.
Yeah.
And we want to triple that. We want to really, because it's about giving hope to,
Yeah.
youngsters that are despondent, that are having a tough time in the townships with the education system. So
Yeah.
that's really what we want to do, is create a future for these youngsters.
Wow. Wow. That is That's honestly truly amazing. Truly, truly amazing. And like myself and Calvin, we have spoken so many times on the show about uniting as not only a nation, but as human race. We spoke about.
That's it, Kieran. You
And
spot on, Kieran.
it's now that you are saying this, if the listeners could see, I have goosebumps right now listening to you. But it's so true. It's so amazing and so true what you are saying. We have to unite, we have to combine, and not only that, we have to think about the future generations as well, because they, like Michael Jackson's song, they are the future. Um,
Yeah.
and it's definitely true. We do need this. We do need change in our lives. We do need change for the better. And I love what you have done over all your years, like you have stated. You have changed into a better version of yourself, and you want others to do the exact same. You want to empower those who are not empowered. And I honestly thank you so much for that. I definitely, definitely do.
Oh, thank you, Kieran. You're a man of, you and Calvin are the men of my own heart, because I've always believed we must be the very best version of who we are.
Yes.
And that very best version then wants to pass it on to others.
Yeah.
You know, it was Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who I
Yes.
talk about in the book. I share some of my mentors, some icons in business,
Yeah.
some Arch Tutu. I share an amazing woman, Yvonne Chaka Chaka, who's a singer, entertainer, a remarkable
Yeah.
woman. I share a wide range of stories that I've learned from them.
Yeah.
And it is about getting up every day and seeing how we can be the best, because sadly, there's so much violence, and whether it's gangs or whatever's going on,
Yeah.
that we need to encourage others not to give up.
Mm.
You know, sadly, people can pull a person down. The words that come out of your mouth
Oh,
can
yes.
break a person down. Or the words that can come out of your mouth can build a person up. There's nothing better than a word of encouragement. And I share some of these things of how to build other people up. And that's really what you are saying. Let's all be change makers in the world, wherever we are living. And that's what I want Can Do to do, to just be a flood throughout the world of what is possible.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That's
That's absolutely,
absolutely
yes.
amazing.
It
You
definitely is.
know, I was sorry, Kieran. No, I was just saying, no, no, that's absolutely amazing. And, I think, like, speaking to you as well now, I could say that, throughout your years of going through trials and tribulations and things like that, would you say that you found your purpose in life?
Very much. You know, what is the saying? Life is not a bed of roses. I
Oh,
can tell you,
yes.
I've been
Oh,
rock bottom.
yes.
I've been through tough times,
Yeah.
and I wanted to share that in the book. I didn't want to just share the good things, and so
Mm.
the reader will read some of the really, really tough times I went through. I
Yeah.
mean, if I just think off the top of my head, there was probably three significant challenges where people said it's impossible, Kevin. Just give it up.
Yeah.
Why are you trying? Just stop now. You can't get it right. You can't do it. You cannot believe throughout my life, starting as a youngster,
Yes. Yes.
where I was told it's impossible. You can't do it. You're crazy. And I did it. So it's also about tenacity and perseverance. So
Mm.
yeah, it's about just growing in the process.
Oh, yes. Like you just said, Kevin, about perseverance. And that actually made me think of the quote that I'm sure all of you have heard already, and to all the listeners out there, that a water does not move mountains because of its strength. It moves mountains because of its perseverance and persistence.
Exactly.
That definitely is. It definitely is amazing. I would like to find out by you, Kevin. Do you have any upcoming events, and what do they entail?
Yes, one of the most exciting events coming up is obviously the first one is as we're rolling out. That's not just a singular event.
Yeah.
Hashtag Pledge Ubuntu. That will continue rolling out. So if we can share with the world that everybody
Oh,
signs
yes.
up. But the most significant event coming up is in November. We're going to have the Amy
Okay.
Foundation Gala fundraising dinner, and we're going to make it a virtual gala dinner.
Oh, nice.
COVID, COVID made us all think differently, behave differently. So we have an annual gala dinner every year where we have
Yes.
400 people to sit down and we entertain them with the kids and the
Mm.
youth, and we raise money. And now we're going to do it virtually. So the gift of that is now we can get everybody in the world to join us on the night of the 14th of November.
Yeah.
We are doing a virtual gala dinner, so we'll have entertainment. We'll have an auction where we're going to have phenomenal items up for auction. It'll be an online auction starting a month before, so people will be able to put their bids on leading up to the night. We're hoping to have over 100 online auction items and then a short live auction on the night. It'll be a 90-minute event, but what we're trying to do differently is encourage people to invite others to their home for dinner. So it's not just clicking on and watching a show, it's inviting guests to your own home to enjoy dinner together and watch this show. So it's really going to be an experience on the night. You'll see some of the kids perform. You'll have Yvonne Chaka Chaka singing on the night.
Wow.
You'll have an auction and hopefully raise money for the Amy Foundation to change lives. That's our motto of Amy Foundation, is to change lives.
What we definitely will do here at Chapter One Radio and Chapter One Media, Kevin, we will be sharing those details all over social media as well. We will definitely do that. We will definitely do that. Quick question: if they would like to get hold of you through the foundation, or how would they get hold of you, or through social media?
Oh, thank you, Calvin. And Kieran. So firstly, obviously, I'll give you my email address. I'll give you both. It's kchaplin, CHAPLIN, at saubuntu, SA for South Africa, Ubuntu, ubuntu.co.za, or Kevin at Amy Foundation, AMY, foundation.co.za. And they can go and to order the book, they can go onto www.saubuntu.co.za. We've also got our SA Ubuntu Facebook and social media, the Twitter, the Instagram and all that. And we've got Amy Foundation. So they can put hashtag Amy Foundation, hashtag SA Ubuntu, and they'll find us. But please, let's get the orders going.
Definitely.
If they email me, I can also email them a link. They can click on directly and order the book. In South Africa, it is in all the exclusive books, the bargain books. I'm hoping to get it on Amazon soon. But I've also got people in the USA, in Los Angeles. That if anybody orders from us in US, the agent in Los Angeles will courier it to them anywhere in the US. We've got the same in the UK, and we've got the same in Europe, in Holland and Belgium. So we will ship all over the world to you.
That's absolutely amazing.
For the gala dinner, they can also contact us, and that's also amyfoundation.co.za.
Oh, 100%, definitely. The word will be out there. The word will be out there. And this recording right now of us speaking, our interaction, it will be on our social media as well. So our listeners can tune in and they can check it out and definitely follow you. 100%. I will definitely put a hashtag there with Kevin Chaplin is amazing. That is definitely a hashtag.
Thank you.
Definitely.
And together, you remember, together we are all great. So Calvin, Kieran, you're my new can-do ambassadors and my Ubuntu ambassadors. We're all in this together.
Oh, 100%. Kevin, before we do go, I know you are very, very busy as well. But before we let you go,
no, I love talking to you. I'm glad you're having me, and I just love talking to you and the listeners. Thank you.
Likewise. Is there a message you'd love to share with the listeners out there?
I think my final message is nothing is impossible.
Oh, yes.
Together we can do so much more. Always be learning. Always grow learn from other people. When we go to bed at night, what could we have done differently?
Yes.
How could we have changed somebody? There's that story of the man who jumped off a bridge, and when they read his diary the next day, he said, if somebody smiles at me on the way to the bridge, I won't jump. Just a simple smile can make a difference in somebody's life.
Kevin.
So let's all make a difference. Let's all get up every day and be the very best version. Yes, it's never easy. I go through times where I think, wow, but you've got to pick yourself up and surround yourself with the people who are going to lift you up. Get rid of the negative people in your life. There are people who will suck you down.
Yes.
Don't, rather surround yourself with positive people that are going to build you up and help you to make that change. So yeah, that's my final message. And please, let's get can-do, making the impossible possible out there, and help me to do that.
Definitely.
And I'll be very appreciative of that.
Yeah, Kevin, definitely
Definitely.
100%. I love the fact that you spoke about the story and the smile. I know myself and Calvin were both smiling at the same time because we spoke about that. Like Mondays are our motivational Mondays. And we spoke about that. Your smile goes such a long way, and people do not realize this. People don't realize the power it has at a simple smile. We are a rainbow nation here in South Africa. We should share that rainbow with the rest of the world, share that smile with the rest of the world. And it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show with us here today.
Thank you so much, Kieran and Calvin, for having me, and to all the listeners who've tuned in. And I look forward to keeping in touch with you guys. One of the things I say is hold on to people in your life, build those relationships. And that's what the journey is. When you come to the end of your life and you reflect, it's about all the people you've met along the way and that you've interacted with. So thank you. And I'm pleased to have met you guys.
It's an absolute pleasure. And we definitely
Absolutely,
will
it's
keep
a
in
pleasure.
contact. We definitely will keep in contact and for perhaps a follow-up interview as well. But thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. It's been a pleasure.
Excellent. Thanks so much.